the Jain sect at the high level. Similarly, Jain literature has also major classifications and sub-classifications. Okay, and we will just go through the major literature's classification. The Jain Agam literature, or you call it Jain scriptures, is divided into two groups, two major groups. One is called Angagam, and second group is called Angbahya Agams. Angagams are the oldest Jain literature. Angbahya Agams are derived from Angagam to Angbahya Agams. Okay, derived means to explain further Angagams. So Angagams are the oldest one, and Angbahya Agam is not as old as young, but it is still an old Jain Agams. Okay, it's called Angbahya Agams. Who compiles Angagams? Angagam is a compiled by Bhagwan Mahavir's immediate disciples. Bhagwan Mahavir did not compile anything. He just delivered the lectures in the morning, afternoon, evening, depending upon which sect, is 2 times or 3 times a day for significant number of hours. And he had, on the very first day, 11 Gandhar renunciated the life and took the Diksha. That 11 Gandhars are the immediate disciples. Okay? And they are the one, this is the tradition. These 11 Gandhars is the one, whoever compiled that literature, it is called Agams. Or there is another name, Pravista Agams. So if you hear any place, either of the two name, it means the same thing. Agams or Pravista Agams. And there are 12 books, the 12 scriptures. Okay, 12 books. Agam is not a one book. It is the collection of 12 books is called Agams. Okay. Similarly, like when you talk about Bible is not a one book. There are so many books within they call it Bible. Okay. So similarly, Jain literature, Angagam is not a one book. It's a collection of the book is called Angagam. All right. And it is compiled by Gandhar. Angbahya Agams means after the Agams, which is compiled, it is compiled by Acharyas, not Gandhar. The Gandhar is the one who attained the Keval Gyan. The Acharyas, okay, which are Purvacharya, means who had a knowledge of Purva. And we will go through it, what is Purva and all that one, but this is the knowledge of the Purva. And this knowledge base, okay, they had a complete knowledge, but not experience. Like Keval Gnan is the one you are attaining through meditations. While this knowledge, what acharyas have acquired is not like a Keval Gnan, but by reading the scriptures, they have acquired the total knowledge, but not from experience point of view. All right. So these are the differences. And Angbahya Agams means they are outside of Agams. Okay. So the things are, Agams are the most authentic in a sense considering. Okay, because it is written by Gandhar who were present during Mahavir's delivering the speeches or sermons or okay, whatever the Mahavir taught us, and they are the one who compiled it. Okay, so no, if you find something, you can no really believe, okay, yes, this thing has been said by Mahavira. All right. Now we talk about okay, the Gandhar. I mean, this is the literature chart. This is not a fact chart. There are 11 Angagams and there is a 12th Angagams. And why we did it this way? There is a specific reason for it. Okay. And for Angbahya Agams, there are the Digambar Angbahya Agams and Svetambar Angbahya Agams. So these are the two types of the classification. Angagams of Svetambar, they are all survived. This is the, again, historically saying. While Digambars believe all Angagams got extinct. Okay. Now you can say, why is it like this? Well, the thing is this way, these are all oral tradition. And when there is a oral tradition, lot many years afterwards, people started challenging, no, that is not the way it was few hundred years ago. It was like this. Similarly, when Gandhiji passed away now, but after 100 years, you will find many, many stories that will come now. Gandhiji did not do this one, but he did this way or that way and that way. No, it's a human nature. So you can just say how many views that existed, and that's after 500, 700 years when the things started writing. All right, and when the citizens started writing it, then there are many different views will come out. Okay, so 11 Angagams, Svetambars believe they are all survived, while Digambars believe they are all lost. Okay, the 12th Angagam, because we divided two groups, 12 scriptures. First Angagams, there are total 12. One is a group of 11, another is only the 12th one. The 12th Angagam, it is called Drashtivad. And in that Drashtivad, there are 14 Purvas exist. These 14 Purvas, this book, the 12th Angagams, it is extinct that everybody believes. Digambar and Svetambar, in this particular book, after few hundred years, okay, nobody remembered it. And nobody remembered means it becomes total extinct. But that book's references exist in the later on literature. Okay, this thing is taken from Drashtivad, even though the Drashtivad is not available. So it's kind of a reference is mentioned in the other books. Based on that books, he said there were 5 parts in the 12th Angagams. Okay, and we will go through that one, the 5-part Angagams. Okay, but the important thing, Angagams is divided into 2 groups, 11 Angagams and the 12th Angagam. The 12th Angagams, everybody believes it is lost. Okay, nobody remembered it after a few hundred years. That's why it is called lost. Okay. In that book, 14 Purvas was one of the category. Like if you look at it, there are 5 parts, 5 parikramas, sutra, pratmanuyog, 14 Purva Gatha, and 5 Chulikas. These are the 5 parts existed in the 14 Purvas. No, 14 Purva is the 4th part in the 12th Angagam. And these 14 Purvas we recite in Namaskar Mantra, think Samaro Mantra Balono Kare Chaud Purvano Sar. That's this Chaud Purva is this. These are the Purva. Today we are just using for the historical purpose, but there is some description what it contained, and I have pulled out certain high level description of that. So that's about the Angagams. Swetambar believes 11 Angagams are survived, not fully. They survived, okay, but a lot of things got lost. But whatever they survived, they still believe it has the purpose and intent of Lord Mahavira is properly preserved, like removal of the Kashais. I'm just trying to know. Jainism, this is what you do, remove the Mithyatva, okay? Means you should know what is soul and what is non-soul. Means living beings and non-living beings. You got to have a clear differences in your mind. Once you have clear differences in your mind, then your Mithyatva is gone. It is very simple. But we said, well, we know what is living being and what is not living. But when the real time comes to test, all our action is I am body, not the soul. That's what it happens. If somebody insults me, it is not my soul he is insulting. He is insulting my present state, which is my body. They insult me. And that's why I get upset with him. In reality, he is insulting my body. And my body is not my soul. Why do I have to feel that I got insulted? So to remove the mithyatva, it is the most difficult one. Then more difficult than the kashai. Even though you may feel, I know what is living being and what is not living, non-living beings and what is the difference. No, we don't know that one. When the time for the test is, okay, we are all recognized by our body. And that's what we think, that's what I am. Okay? And my whole life is protecting and preserving my image. That goes, okay? And that's why it is called mithyatva. It is very difficult to get rid of that. All right? Now, for Angbahya Agams, it gets further broken down by sect. We have shown you the first one, Digambar sect, and the Swetambar subsect, and Digambar subsect. Similarly, the Digambar sect, they consider Angbahya Agams are 14 scriptures. Digambar sect believe that Angbahya Agams have 14 scriptures, but they are all extinct. So they do have the names. They can tell you what are the names of their Angbahya Agam scriptures, but none of the one is survived. So if you look into it, Angagams is also not survived, including 12, everything is not survived in the. So in reality, Digambar is saying the original preaching of Lord Mahavira is not survived in Digambar tradition, then how are they practicing Jainism? If you don't have the original scriptures, then what is the basis of their practicing the religion? And we will talk, there is a chart, I made it, we will talk about it. I'm just going to show you what are the questions that could arise in your mind, but don't ask those questions now. It will be answered in the following charts. Okay? So that is those are the one, those books which are written by acharyas, they consider these acharyas with their knowledge, okay, even though it is not direct learning from Mahavira, but they consider equivalent, okay, of Mahavir's teaching. And that's why they use those books, and those books are called four Anuyugs. Like we had a good good session on four Anuyugs, the Prathamanuyug, Karnanuyug, Charan Karnanuyug, and Dravyanuyug. And we will go through that. Which are those books of these four Anuyugs? That's what they use to practice Jainism. That is the Digambar tradition. Okay. Shwetambar tradition says we have 11 Angagams which are survived, which they have it today even. Now, I have put all these 11 Angagams and other scriptures in the Jaina library. If you want to read, there are Gujarati translation, original is there, Gujarati translation is there. Also, Hindi translation is there. Okay. Hindi translation, we already put it in. Gujarati one will be coming within next 2 months. I hope. Most of the work is done. We have to go through the edit, make sure we don't introduce any errors and we don't let it go any errors. So make sure we edit properly, then we will be uploading it. Okay. So you even if you don't know Prakrit language, okay, Ardhamakdi Prakrit language, that's where the Agam is written. But at least you will know Hindi and Gujarati meaning of every slok, whatever they have. Keep that thing in the mind. I told you that every slok, all the sloks, we don't have a complete, but whatever we have, we saved, okay, that serves the purpose of practicing Jainism, and that's why we treat them as the Jain Agam literature, okay, Angagams, and there are 11 of them. 12th one is not survived, okay. Now, for Angbahya Agams, Digambar, I told you 14 scriptures, but they are all extinct. So it is just a historical value. They have the 14, 1 and 1. Shwetambar Murti Pujak, they consider their Angbahya Agams are 34. And Shwetambar Sthanakvasi, they consider their Angbahya Agams are 21. If you notice it here, that 13 scriptures which are not accepted by Sthanakvasi and Terapanthi sect, they are accepted by Shwetambar Murti Puja. But the common 21 which are common, they are the same book. So it is not like these 34, the 21 of the 34 is also different books. No, they are the same books. So if you notice it, the total books for Shvetambara Murti Pujak is 34 plus 11 survived one. Okay, that's a 45 Agams. For Sthanakvasi is 21 plus 11 because the 11 is common for both. Shvetambar means both Murti Pujak and non-Murti Pujak. Both are Shvetambar. Same thing, Digambar Murti Pujak and non-Murti Pujak, but everybody is Digambar. Okay. So what I am telling you here, that 32 books, including Agams and Angbahya Agams, are common for both. But in addition to 32, 13 books that is been believed as a Agam by Shvetambar Murti Pujak only. Okay, so keep that thing in the mind. All right. Now these 34 or 21 books, they are also subcategorized as a Upang category, Chet Sutra, another category, Mool Sutra, another category, Chulika, and Prakrina. So you can see there are 5 of them, a subcategory of the Upang Agams, Angbahya Agams. Okay, Angbahya Agams is a Upang Agams. How many books are there? 12 for Murti Pujak and 12 for non-Murti Pujak. For both of them believe 12 books and they are same. Chet Sutra, 6 for Murti Pujak and 4 for non-Murti Pujak. So there are 2 of the Chet Sutra is not accepted by non-Murti Pujak as a scripture. Then the Mool Sutra, 4 Murti Pujaks and 3 non-Murti Pujak. The Chulika, the 2 books in Murti Pujak and 2 non-Murti Pujak, same. And then Prakrina, 10 for non-Murti, 10 for Murti Pujak and 0 for non-Murti Pujak. They did not accept any Prakrina books. So this way you got little bit idea about the Agam literature up to this point. Next time we will proceed further. But you will get the presentation. You go through it. If you have any questions, you can write it down. We will discuss it next time.